Welcome back to the Classic Motorsports Workshop. What we have here is a fuse box cover for this 308 GT4 behind us. We pulled it out yesterday and it's absolutely gross. It's dirty, it's got overspray on it, and I'm going to show you how to restore it. The procedure today is going to be the same for any clear plastic or tinted plastic, from a tail light to a license plate light to a fog light. Any kind of plastic, this is how you would restore it. So the first thing you need to know is it is easy to ruin a piece of clear plastic or tinted plastic. You need to go as easy as you can and get deeper and deeper as needed. You can go all the way to sanding it with ever increasingly fine paper, but you cannot use a harsh solvent. Our partner CRC makes everything from carb cleaner to brake cleaner to glass cleaner to degreaser. And while all great products for their intended use, you don't want to use something harsh like carb cleaner on something like this, because it will melt it. Speaking of CRC, we use their products on everything here, from cleaning brakes to rust removal to cleaning glass. They make products for basically an entire line of automotive chemicals, and we use them exclusively here. And if you want to learn more about CRC products, we'll have a link in the description, and they're easy to find at pretty much any auto parts store in America. So before we get started, you're going to need a few easily found chemicals, compounds, etc. to do this job. The first thing you're going to want is probably to put on some rubber gloves. I like these thicker style rubber gloves. They last for multiple tasks instead of being thrown away halfway through the job like a lot of these cheap gloves. You don't want to use a product any harsher than you need to, because you can damage the plastic, and you need to kind of experiment a little bit to see what's going to work. I'll usually start with a little bit of this CRC degreaser and just kind of wash it on here and see what we got. It's probably not going to get the paint off, but you don't know how well it's sticking. And again, if it'll come off with this, it'll save you steps down the road a little bit. All right, as suspected, this is not really doing that much. The cleaner, while a fine product, is not going to clean this paint residue off. And again, I'm hesitant to use a solvent because I could damage the cover. So the next thing I would use is a fine polish. You need to shake this stuff up. So this is essentially just compound, and there's varying degrees of compound. This is a Meguiar's product. We also use Griot's stuff here, but this is a fine polish, which is what you'd want to use. Just need a little bit, and you're just kind of buffing it onto what you're doing. And as suspected, this starts to take this paint off pretty well. And yes, this is a little bit tedious, but that's the nature of restoration. Yeah, if this was a tail light that was foggy, you would start again first with a little cleaner, and then move to a compound. You can move to a heavier compound. You can go all the way to a 2000 grit sandpaper as well. But the problem with sandpaper is it will dull the plastic, and then you've got to work backwards through compound and buffing to get that shine back in. So the plastic is still shiny underneath the damage you've done. You just have to restore the surface, but it's just making more work for yourself. On a bigger piece, you could use a buffer, but generally, the bigger the tools you use, the harder the grit and so forth, the more chance you ruin or break the piece. So if you can, it's best to just kind of do this by hand. Yeah, the other thing about a power tool, any power tools or buffers, is you're building up quite a bit of heat, and heat melts plastic. So again, you need to be pretty aware and pretty careful. Yeah, so you can see this is starting to get much better. So this is going to be the trick here. And again, this is essentially a buffing motion. Circles, both hands, however you want to do it. And you can see I'm bracing the plastic so I can't break it, theoretically anyway. So I'm making some progress. It's going slow. I'm going to go to the next coarser compound and see if the, if the benefit to cost ratio pays off. All right, here's a couple of other products. As you can see, Meguiar's puts these arrows on the front, and that basically shows you how coarse it is. This is much coarser than this one. I believe there's one or two in between, but this is what I saw. And then this is another product. This is actually from Meguiar's, and it's actually a plastic buffing compound. So that might be the best thing to use. We'll try this next. Again, you start with the easiest, least harsh thing you can do and work your way forward from there as needed. We'll see if this feels any different. It actually does feel a little different, so. This is an awkward shaped piece to buff, but we'll get it. You can use these little foam swabs. I use little bamboo sticks to get into the corners. We'll get there in a minute. You just kind of keep playing with it and see what does the trick. The bamboo stick will not scratch paint, and it will not scratch this plastic, at least theoretically. But it's a nice tool to get in the corners. You can actually, another thing I like to do is put the stick on a rag and do this, and that's a nice way to use it too. Okay, we could keep going on this, but as you can see, we've made some real progress. Again, this is a fuse box cover that's located behind a panel inside the glove box on this car. So much more than this would kind of be a waste of time, but I don't want to make a 2-hour video out of this. So if you want to keep going, I mean, if this was a taillight or something, you'd really want it to be absolutely perfect. Oh, this is pretty close. You can keep doing the same process. It's elbow grease, and you can keep going as long as you want until you get the finish that you want. All right, our final step is going to be to use some of this plexus. This is widely available at auto parts stores, body shop supply places, and I'm sure it's online like everything else in the world. And give it a little shake, shaking all these products. This plexus gives us a little bit of a protective coating and takes off the last little dribs of that compound that I put on there. Here you go. We've learned how to polish and fix clear and tinted plastic, but honestly, the process will work on almost any plastic. If you like this sort of stuff, please like and subscribe to our channel, and check out our website, classicmotorsports.com, because we're doing this kind of stuff all the time. Thanks. Until next time, have fun in the shop.
Support brands that support Classic Motorsports. Get your chemical solutions from CRC Industries. Visit crcindustries.com to learn more. If you like this video and want to see more, make sure to hit that subscribe button and like this video. And to see more stories like this, visit us online at classicmotorsports.com.